Welcome to this adventure of Wasil Science as we check out some of the most colorful members of the order Lepidoptera. You guessed it, those organisms that are usually out fluttering about during the warm summer days, bright colors, oftentimes, and we call them the butterflies, or some people call the flutterbys. On this adventure of Wasil Science, we get to check them out. Let's do it. Let's go. The life of the butterfly and the life of angiosperms, or flowering plants, is very closely knit. Again, God created this incredible symbiotic relationship. There's zero evidence that these two evolved together. No evidence for that, but that they were designed specifically by God Almighty. It's incredible as you see the larvae or the caterpillars of the butterflies. They're going to feed on the angiosperms, on those plants, and the adults will feed on and lay eggs on those flowering plants as well. Incredible how this symbiotic relationship works. Similar to moths, butterflies have 4 wings. And they're covered in these tiny scales, which is why we really don't want to touch a butterfly's wings. What's incredible too is when a butterfly lands, those wings go up over its back, whereas oftentimes a moth will lay their wings flat. It's a good way to tell the difference between moths and butterflies. Rule of thumb. Like any insect that goes through complete metamorphosis, the butterfly's life is broken up into 4 sections. The first is it begins life as an egg. It hatches out of that egg in the larva stage, and that's called the caterpillar stage. Then oftentimes, after a bit of time, chowing down, eating, growing, it forms what's called a chrysalis, where it goes into this dormant stage, and that would be the pupa stage. And eventually it emerges as an adult. And for the butterfly, that's when we see those beautiful wings, oftentimes brightly colored. Which predators have the butterfly on their menu? Well, good question. The number 1 predator of the butterfly is in fact the bird. They're able to pinpoint, see those bright colors, and go in for a tasty snack. But the butterfly does have some defenses. Let's talk about those next. Some butterflies have wing colors that give them camouflage, help them blend in so predators have a harder time finding them and finding that tasty treat. Other butterflies have wing coloration that falls into 4 different categories of signaling. The first is warning coloration. Sometimes butterflies say, hey, this is a warning for other animals not to attack. Second type of signaling coloration that butterflies can have is called mimicry. And mimicry is where they're taking advantage of another animal's coloration that God gave another animal. Again, they're taking advantage of that to kind of mimic what that animal has. Usually, it's an animal that's more on the predatory side. The third type of warning coloration that butterflies can have is called sexual selection, and that allows them to find a mate. And the fourth and the last signaling coloration that butterflies have on their wings is really, it falls under different categories, and we just call that other type of signaling. Pretty cool. The third defense that God gave butterflies is called diversion, and this is a startling defense. And what happens is it's unexpected flashes of color. Like most insects, the butterfly has 3 distinct body parts: the head, the thorax in the middle, and the abdomen. They're also covered in an exoskeleton. We have an internal skeleton called an endoskeleton. Butterflies and other insects have an exoskeleton. It's on the outside. If you've ever watched a butterfly fly, we see that they really don't fly in a straight line. They have a very characteristic style of flight, and this is why some people, as we mentioned earlier, call them flutterbys. Wow, so many different varieties in the world of butterflies. God created them so uniquely. Again, whenever you're out and you see a butterfly kind of cruising by, give it a wave, but you don't want to grab its wings because, again, those tiny scales can actually fall off, causing a lot of damage for that creature. Wow, thanks for joining us on this adventure of Wasil Science. We'll see you guys next time, wherever we're at, here in the world of Wasil Science. We'll see you guys next time. And again, remember, God is an incredible creator. Wow, so amazing. We'll see you guys then. Bye.